ස්ක්‍රීන් එක පේනවනේ. ඔයාලට කැමති listening එකකින් පටන් ගන්නද reading එකකින් පටන් ගන්නද? එක්කෝ ඉක්මනට කරොත් දෙකක් කරගන්න පුළුවන්.
listening එක.
රටා ගාලා අපි කියවගෙන යනවා ඉස්සරහට.
Today we are going to talk about, do you like listening to presentations? What makes a good presentation? Do you think you are good at giving them? You are going to study and practice vocabulary related to planning a presentation. You will then study the verb and noun forms of some related words.
The topic of this discussion is the future of healthcare.
රටා ගාලා කියමු.
The topic of this discussion is the future of healthcare.
The topic of this discussion is the future of healthcare.
ඒක ක්ලියර්ලි ඇහුණානේ. ඊට පස්සේ මම සවුන්ඩ් ෂෙයා කරා ඒක.
Oh, sir.
In conclusion, it is clear sales are now growing, so I'd like to thank everyone who worked on this project.
In conclusion, it is clear sales are now growing, so I'd like to thank everyone who worked on this project. Conclusion.
And that is the end of the news summary.
Conclusion
In
කියන
conclusion, it is clear sales are now growing, so I'd like to thank everyone who worked on this project.
මේකෙන් ඔයාලට හිතෙන්නේ මොන වගේ එකක්ද conclusion එක කියන්නේ? එසේ එක ගත්ත අපි අර අන්තිමට එන conclusion එක. අපි බලමු මේකේ අන්තිමට මේ meaning එකත් ඇතිව දැනට ඔලුවට ගන්න මොකක්ද කියලා නිකන් දල වශයෙන් ගන්න. In conclusion එක අන්තිමට කියන එක. In conclusion it's clear sales are now growing. දැන් මේක වර්ධනය වෙනවා sales. So I'd like to thank everyone who worked on this project. ඔයාලා මේක අන්තිමට කියලා දෙන වචන.
And that is the end of the news summary. Join us again at 9 p.m. for a full report.
And this is the end of the news, and that is the end of the news summary. Join us again at 9 p.m. for a full report. Summary.
If you look closely, you can see a lot of detail. There are hundreds of little lines.
If you look closely, you can see a lot of detail. There are hundreds of little lines.
My suggestion is that we take this page out of the report to make it shorter.
My suggestion is that we take this page out of the report to make it shorter.
Let's make a list of bullet points that we need to include in the talk.
Let's make a list of bullet points that we need to include in the talk.
In my introduction, I'll talk about the company and what we do. I will then talk about future plans and how I think we can work together.
In my introduction, I will talk about the company and what we do. I will talk about future plan and how I think we can work together.
I don't know why, but they painted an image of a heart on the wall.
I don't know why, but they painted an image of a heart on the wall.
If you make a comparison between the two photos, you can see that the one on the right is clearer.
If you make a comparison between the two photos, you can see that the one on the right is clearer. Comparison.
The dolls are in order, from the smallest to the largest.
The dolls are in order, from the smallest to the largest. Order.
Detail.
Detail, noun, one of small features or facts of something. let's decide the main point of our presentation first. We can talk about the details later.
Introduction.
Introduction. Noun. The first part of a talk or piece of writing which gives a general idea of what it will be about. In the introduction,
Which
there
gives.
gives, which gives a general idea of what it will be about. In the introduction, the writer explains where he got the idea for the book.
Suggestion.
Suggestion. Noun. An idea that you mention for someone to think about. Can I make a suggestion? I think you should use more pictures in your presentation.
Conclusion.
Conclusion. Noun. Conclusion. Noun. The last part of a talk or piece of writing. In conclusion, there are three things we need to look at firstly.
Conclusion කියන්නේ last part of කතාවක අන්තිම කොටස නැත්නම් මොනක් හරි ලියපු දෙයක අන්තිම කොටසට අපි සාමාන්‍ය කියන්නේ conclusion එකක් විදියට. අපි ඔක්ස්ෆර්ඩ් එකේ තෝරනක බලලා ඉමු.
නිගමනයක් වගේද?
නිගමනයට මම හිතන්නේ අපි වෙන මොනවා හරි කියනවා. Something that you decide when you have thought about all the information connected with the situation. නිගමනය කියන එකත් ටික මේ වගේ තමයි. හැබැයි නිගමනය කියන්නේ more scientific word එකක්. ඒක එතකොට පරීක්ෂණ කරලා නිරීක්ෂණ වලින් පස්සේ අනිත් ඒවා බැහැර කරලා එහෙම වෙන එක. yeah, in the conclusion කියලා අපි එහෙම කියනවා තමයි. අපි IELTS writing එකේ conclusion කියන්නේ අන්තිම part එකේ අපි ලියන කොටස නිගමනය වගේ තමයි අතට. Right.
Comparison.
Comparison. Noun. The action of comparison two things of people. If you make a comparison between these two paintings, you can the different in quality.
You can see the difference in quality.
Difference.
Summary.
Summary. Noun. A statement that gives only the most important point of a talk or piece of writing, etc. Finally, I would like to finish with a short summary of the things we have studied today.
Summary කියන එක දන්නවද?
Uh,
Statement that gives only the most important points of a talk. ඒ අදාළ කතාවේ හරි අදාළ ලියපු එකේ හරි important ටික විතරක් කතා කරන එක තමයි summary කියන්නේ. සිංහලෙන් කොහොමද කියන්නේ අපි ඒක?
සාරාංශය.
ඔය දොඩ.
Topic.
Topic. Noun. The things that someone is talking or writing about. The topic of this presentation is international security.
Order.
Order. Noun. The way things are arranged in relation. The way things are arranged in relation to each other. We need to decide the order of these slides. Which should we put first?
Bullet point.
Bullet point. Noun. An item in a list where all items are marked with a circle. These bullet points show the three things I am going to talk about today.
Image.
Image. Noun. A picture of something. I downloaded this image of food to use in the presentation.
වෙනින් ගියොත් අපිට කරන්න පුළුවන් ගොඩක් න ะ.
අන්තිමට තියෙන මොකක්ද? අන්තිමට නෑ මේ අන්තිමට තියෙන එක පේන්නේ නෑ ස්ක්‍රීන් එක.
an image on a wall කියලා තියෙනවා.
මේ a comparison of two photos. An image on a wall. Bullet points in the presentation. The topic they are discussing is the economy. An image on a wall. Okay. එක මේ detail.
ඒක ඩොලර් එකක ගහලා තිබ්බ මම කා සයින් එකක් මං හිතන්නේ.
An introduction to the campaign. In all order from smallest to largest. A summary of the main news stories. In blank, it's clear we need to do something about this problem very soon. In conclusion, the correct answer is conclusion. The conclusion of the talk or piece of writing in the part at the end. I will start the talk with a short blank, to tell the audience what it's good to be about. I start the talk with the audience short summary. The summary.
I'll start the talk with a short summary කියලාද කියන්නේ. To tell the audience what is going to be about. මම කතාව පටන් ගන්නකොට දෙන්නේ summary එක.
Introduction. The correct answer is introduction. The introduction to a talk or piece of writing in the first part, which gives a general idea of what it will be about. Do you know what the topic? The correct answer is topic. The topic, a week of a talk, a piece of writing, etc., is what it is about. I planned the main point of my talk, but now I need to think about the topic and details. The correct answer is details. The details of something are the small facts or features in it. I usually finish a presentation with a short uh, blank of the main point I mean. Short summary. The correct answer is summary. A summary is a statement that gives only the main points of a talk, a piece of writing, etc. I'm going to change the blank of these two slides so that this one's first and that one second. Order. The correct answer is order. The order of things is the way they are arranged from first to last. First to last. If we make blank between the cost of train travel and the cost of car travel, we can see that it costs less to travel by train. Comparison. The correct answer is comparison. When you make a comparison between two things, you compare them to see how they are similar and different. I don't like the first part of my presentation. Do you have any suggestions for how I can and make it better? Suggestions? The correct answer is suggestions. Suggestions are idea that you mention in help someone. Mention to help someone. I want to start the presentation with picture of famous people. So I download these images from the internet. The correct answer is images, and images is a picture of something. I don't like using a lot of text on my studies. I just normally put a few bullet points with the
Slides.
same.
I don't like to using a lot of text on my slides. I just normally put a few blank with the main idea. Studies name.
Bullet points. The correct answer is bullet point. A bullet point is an item in a list marked with a small circle. Bullet point.
Word families, verbs and nouns. Many verbs and nouns have a related meaning. For example, in the sentence, "Let's compare these two paintings," compare is a verb. But in this sentence, "Let's make a comparison between these two paintings," comparison is a noun. The noun can be formed in different ways. There is no rule for doing this, but there are some common patterns which are useful to know. The most common ending for forming nouns from verbs is shn, spelt I-O-N, or T-I-O-N, or S-I-O-N, or C-I-O-N. Here are some examples. The verb is suggest and the noun is suggestion. And we have present and presentation. Here are two more common noun endings. Agree and agreement. Understand and understanding. Sometimes it's the verb that has an ending added, not the noun. A common ending is IZE or ISE. So you have summarize, the verb, coming from summary, the noun. In some cases, the verb and the noun actually have the same form, as in these examples. There's order the verb and order the noun. List is both a verb and a noun. Then you have plan and plan, design and design. In some cases, the noun and verb forms are unique. Compare and comparison, for example, or choose, the verb, and choice, the noun. In some cases, the position of the stressed syllable changes. Present, as a verb meaning to give a talk, has the stress on the second syllable. The noun presentation has 4 syllables, but the stress is not on ent, but on the syllable before the final shn sound. Present and presentation. In fact, most words ending like this, with the shn sound, have the stress on the syllable before. Listen for the difference in these examples. Explain, explanation, decide, decision, discuss, discussion. Collect word families like this in your vocabulary.
Sir, ඇහෙන්නේ. Hello, sir.
දෙන්න මේක මේ Zoom එකේ මගේ මේ අප්ඩේට් වෙලා නැහැ මොකක් කරා ගොඩක් වෙලා ඒක. ඔයාට මේ ඇහෙනව නේද?
ඔව් sir ඇහෙනවා.
මේකේ මේ දැන් අප්ඩේට් වෙලා නැහැ. මීටින් එකේ end වෙයි 10 minutes වලින් මේක හරි දැන් ඔයාලට පේනව නේද?
පේනවා sir.
බලන්න මම පොඩක් එක මැද හරියට අරන් ප්ලේ කරන්න මේක end වෙයි එහෙම නැත්නම් ආයෙ ඔප්පි ලොගින් වෙනවා right?
There's order, the verb, and order, the noun. List is both a verb and a noun. Then you have plan and plan, design and design. In some cases, the noun and verb forms are unique. Compare and comparison, for example, or choose, the verb, and choice, the noun. In some cases, the position of the stressed syllable changes. Present, as a verb meaning to give a talk, has the stress on the second syllable. The noun presentation has 4 syllables, but the stress is not on ent, but on the syllable before the final shn sound. Present and presentation. In fact, most words ending like this, with the shn sound, have the stress on the syllable before. Listen for the difference in these examples. Explain, explanation, decide, decision, discuss, discussion. Collect word families like this in your vocabulary book, and you will start to develop a sense of how to form these yourself. You may also see patterns in the way word stress works.
ඊළඟට දෙන්නේ රෝෂා මේ